What is up, Desi gang? And I am in full effect, y'all. So as you can see, I have been gone for a little minute. Hold on, y'all, I gotta find my book. Okay, I have been gone for a minute. I just started back school on the 7th, so it's been pretty hectic. That's why I haven't been able to make any videos, because it's just like I've been trying to manage, you know, coming home, making sure I get my sleep, making sure I'm up early enough to make it to school on time, and going to work, you know, all of that. It's just a lot. So anyways, in this video though, I kind of wanted to do like a video telling you my goals for this year, some things that I plan on changing about myself. I want to reflect back on 2018 and include some of maybe my hardships or just things to look back, basically like a reflection from then and now. I'm also going to talk about my goals for this year. I think I've already stated that. Why are you restating the same thing? I don't know. Anyways, I'm going to talk about that, and also some things that I just want to change, and some projects that I have in the works and things of that sort. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned, because y'all gonna see you in for a little treat. Okay, so this is the book that I wrote all my little, you can hardly see the word, that I wrote all my little goals in. It says gold digger. Definitely a go-getter and a gold digger, if you know what I mean. Anyways, so I wrote all of my goals for this year, and as you guys saw in the beginning of this video, you can kind of see where they're written out at and exactly what they are. So I'm going to go through them, and then I am also going to talk about each one and why it's important to me. I will be starting 2019 off like this. I will definitely be being more productive. I will be active and exercise, care more about my appearance, be prompt and on time, and that's just for anywhere that I go, making sure that, you know, I'm not running behind all the time, because I know I'm one of those people that if I'm sleepy, I want to get that last drop of sleep. So I will literally sleep up into the last possible minute just to get my rest in, because I know how tired I am, and that makes me late. So I'm going to make sure I work on that. I'm going to cook more, manage my time better, which is so important. I feel like time management is just beyond important for anyone. If you're a person who has a busy schedule, then, you know, it's very, very essential that you make time for the things that need to be made time for. And right now, I'm still fairly newlywed. Only been married for a little bit over a year. I am in college full-time. I work full-time, and then I'm also doing YouTube now and some other things that, you know, I have going on that, you know, that I have planned. So trying to make sure that, you know, I put those priorities in order, and making sure that I focus on those things and make time for each and every one of those is very important, because they all make up my day-to-day life. So I have no choice but to. But anyways, I'm save money. That's a big one. I'm sure that a lot of people can attest to that and agree with that. Agree with me on that, because saving money is like, you know what I mean? Like, you be wanting to save it, and then you see something cute at the store, you be like, oh, I gotta get this. That's me. So I'm gonna make sure that I save and, you know, make some sacrifices and not spend money on everything that I see just because it's cute. So that's a big one. Another big one that is very important to me is to read more and have more intellectual conversations with people. By that I mean just reading more in general. I think it's good for me to read and obtain knowledge no matter what I'm reading about. Just because you want to be able to, you can never know enough. Just put it that way. You can never not stop learning. You're always learning. You learn something new every day. It's just something that you do. So I feel like it's important for me to read. And sometimes, you know, I beat myself up because everybody might be up to date on something and I don't know anything about it. I may not know the meaning about it, and it makes me feel stupid. But, you know, I think that just comes from me, you know, not doing my research on things like I should, and not reading up on things like I should, and not even just reading books, but just keeping up with like things in the news or things that are going on around us, our U.S. history. Those things are important. So being able to obtain that knowledge is like, you can never get enough of that. I think that's very important. So I think, to me, I need to be able to read more. Also, what I mean by have more intellectual conversations is just have more intelligent conversations, have more empowering conversations, things that bring value to my life. For an example, one of my past friendships that I had back in 2018 that I had to leave in 2018, it seemed like every time I spoke with this person, it was more so about what they had going on. It always was the issue that they were having. They would always call me, and, you know, at the end of the day, if we're friends, feel free to call me and vent. You know, that's what I'm here for. But, you know, there's times where I want to have an intellectual conversation with you, like talk about how women can empower each other, or what we can do to make a change, or how we can support each other, or what's going on in the world and stuff like that. Like, have more conversations like that. And also that branches off with another thing that I would like to do as well, which is network. You know, I'm kind of getting to the point where it's like my final year of college, and I want to be able to network with different people within my field who have more experience, or who know what they're doing, and who have done things in this field, or who can help me get to shadow somebody. You never know, I might come across somebody that I can shadow. I can work at a law firm and shadow somebody, or do something within the criminal justice field that could contribute to my career. And so I think that's very important for me, especially at the point that I am right now in my life. I'm getting ready to graduate, getting ready to start my career. I want to make sure that I'm going on the right path, and I want to make sure that I'm bringing the right people with me. So that is something that is very huge to me this year, and I think that not only that, but it helps me to step out of my comfort zone. A lot of times I don't like just going up to people and just speaking and talking about stuff. You know, it's just kind of about me just being like to myself kind of person. That's just the kind of person that I am. But it helps me to branch out and actually meet people and stuff like that, because oftentimes I feel like sometimes a person may how do I explain this? Let's see. I might have a friend who is more outspoken than I am and that can go talk to people and have a conversation with them and, you know, not even know them. And I'm like, dang, they didn't have that conversation with me. Or this person didn't try to start a conversation with me, but it's also like, what did I try to do to start a conversation with them? And then, you know, my friend may be able to network with this person and end up being able to do business with this person or whatever it may be. And I'm like, why didn't they do that with me? And it's because I have to put myself out there. I have to make sure that I'm networking and not always wanting somebody to come to me. So that's something that I definitely need to work on. But moving on, I already talked about my next conversation, which was be proactive and network. So I already touched bases on that. It's pretty much what I was just, you know, speaking about. Also, I guess when I say be proactive, that means kind of not be lazy about things or not be like, oh, you know, I talked to this person another time. Like, if I see a person who could possibly help me get to where I need to be and add value to my life, I feel like I should seize that opportunity when the opportunity is placed in front of me, because God may be showing me, hey, this person can really help you get to where you need to be. This person, you can become friends with this person. You guys could add value to each other. You know, iron sharpens iron. So I think that it's very important for me to be proactive this year and make sure that I'm on straight grind mode with school, with work, with my YouTube channel, which I'm already off to a bad start, y'all. I apologize. But, you know, just making sure that I get those things in order. Another important thing to me is praying and reading the Bible. I feel like a marriage, a friendship, your life, anything that you have going on cannot be accomplished or done by yourself without God. I feel like you need to have God at the forefront of your life. And last year I prayed and stuff, and you know, I did what I could, I did what I thought was best. But I don't feel like I did enough. So I feel like I should be better about reading my Bible more. And that's another thing that kind of adds on to what I was saying earlier with reading and reading up on things that are going on in the world. Making sure that I know what's in the Bible and why certain things in the Bible exist is important, because I should be able to know why things are the way they are by reading the Bible. And so I feel like that can give me some insight and knowledge on, you know, certain things. Like when they talk about in church, I don't want to just be clueless. I want to know what scripture we're reading from, or what's going on. So I think that's important. Love more and be more positive. When I say that, I mean just being able to forgive. I think forgiveness is a big thing for me, and in the past it's not been the best for me to be able to want to forgive people, because when somebody did you wrong or did something to provoke you or made you angry and upset, most times you don't want to forgive them. But I want to be able to love more and be more positive. So I want to be able to take the situation and still love this person for who they are and love them even if it's from a distance, but still be able to be positive about the situation. So if God is shutting a door for me, to keep that door shut and not open it back up. So look at this situation like, okay, this person did me wrong, but maybe God put them there to do that, to show me something, and he's closing that door now so that another one can open. So just making sure that I'm looking at the bigger picture and trying to remain positive about everything that's going on in my life. Another thing I need to work on is just being patient, and this is just a personal thing. I can sometimes be a very impatient person, and I think it's important to be patient when it comes to waiting for things to happen that I may want to happen right then and there, but it doesn't always happen that way. Or even sometimes, you know, my marriage with my husband, sometimes I could be a little bit impatient and be rushing and stuff like that, and I just need to slow down and, you know, work at a pace that is comfortable for me, and I always feel like I'm just, I don't know, like going crazy. Like sometimes, well, majority of the time, I feel like I'm walking around here with a chicken with my head cut off. I always feel like I'm on the time schedule and everything needs to go by that time schedule. And I need to understand that sometimes things will fall short. Not everything will go exactly as planned, and I shouldn't place myself on the timeline because that stresses me out. So me being patient is something that I definitely need to work on. Another one also to add on with me reading the Bible and praying is attend church more. Last year I did not attend church as much as I should have, and I want to make sure that I'm attending church and being involved and actually allowing the Spirit to flow through me. I don't want to only go to church and praise God. I want to be able to praise God all week and thank God for what He has done for me. So that's important. I also want to tithe, because when you don't tithe, it's like you're robbing God. In the Bible it says you're robbing God. And I want to make sure that, you know, I'm tithing and giving God that 10%, even though God gives me so much more than 10% every day. I mean, I woke up today, and that is more than I could ever ask for, and I'm very thankful for that. So just repaying God and showing Him how thankful I am for blessing me abundantly. I mean, I'm just so thankful. Alright, you guys, so reflecting back on 2018 got me like, wow. Last year I was just in awe. Like, I didn't even know what to say. Like, right now I don't even know where to start. I mean, me and Mark, we're living in a one bedroom apartment. It was so tight in there, and it felt like anywhere we went, it's like it was no room. And then on top of that, it's like the walls seemed like they were so thin, because like we would be able to hear our neighbors' conversations, so I know they could hear ours. Not even just talking about the apartment though. God bless us both abundantly with new jobs, way more pay than we would expect it. And the crazy thing is that we didn't even ask God. God just blessed us without even asking. So imagine if we were serving God the way we were supposed to, the way we needed to, how much we could have just been blessed. You know, I was working at Rite Aid, and I helped get Mark a job up there, and we kind of like hid it from everybody that we were married. Nobody knew we were married there. Well, they didn't know until like about the end they found out, but nobody knew that we were married and that we were together. We both were making just not enough money to get by. It was just like we were literally living paycheck to paycheck, and it's like every check we got, it was like gone. I mean, before we even got it, it was gone. There were times where we didn't have enough money to get food. Couldn't really go to our families like we felt like we wanted to. Of course, his family helped us out a few times, which I'm very thankful for, and do plan on paying them back. But it was kind of hard going to them as well, because, you know, we're adults, we're married, and people are like, why are y'all asking for money when it's two of y'all? Stuff like this. So things just got pretty hard for us. There were times where we had to eat like noodles for like a month straight, because we had no money to buy groceries and cook food. When we were working at this job together, it was coming to a point where Mark was actually working. He started working a second job because we literally could barely like afford, you know, like living. Rent had got brought up some, and so we were just like, you know, what are we gonna do? I got a second job, but I was still in school at the time, so it was kind of pretty hard, because it was overwhelming for the both of us. We both were in school, and we still are in school, but we both were in school at the time we were working those second jobs. He would fall asleep at Rite Aid, and they were kind of like getting to the point where they were really agitated with it. So he was making, I want to say like $10, $11. We were both managers, and had been with the company for, it was like, when I left, it was my 5th year. I was a manager there, only making $9 an hour. It was just really like stressful for us both. And I think God saw our hearts, and he knew how much we, were trying to just get by and just have a good marriage and make sure that our finances were good and stuff like that. So around the same time, the job that he was working with, that was his second job at this time, he ended up just quitting Rite Aid and making that his full time. And then it was a security job, so he would do security at different locations. It was this one corporate location that he was doing security at majority of the time, and they had a position open, and he applied for it and he got the job. So it was just really exciting. And before then, he had got a raise, and then he got hired on and got a raise. Actually, just recently he got another raise. So it's just been such a blessing. Then around that time, I had one of my friends post on Snapchat her job or something like that, and I responded and I'm like, are y'all hiring? And I was just joking, and she was like, yeah, just send me your resume, I'll send it to HR. She sent it to HR. I got an interview. Next thing you know, they called me with a job and way more pay. I mean, like, I think I got like $6 more, $5 or $6 more than what I was making at Rite Aid. And by the time I was leaving Rite Aid, they offered to pay me $13 an hour, and I'm like, it's just not cutting it. I got real bills. So just looking back and reflecting over last year, I feel like God has blessed us tremendously. Now we're in a 2-bedroom apartment that's over 1,300 square feet. There's so much room here. I mean, we haven't even started on the 2nd bedroom. I hardly even go in the 2nd bedroom like that. But it's just the fact that God has blessed us so much. Which brings me to my goals for 2017. Wait a minute. Anyways, which brings me to my goals for 2019 and why I am so excited for this year and what I will be getting done.